It's the Sims world after all.
Okay guys, so just to say, some footage has been edited out of this video as for some reason it got copyright claimed, and despite it being fair use, so I've had to cut it out. I hope you understand. There will be a unedited version up. I will try my best to link it in the description if you want to check that out after, but watch the episode if you want. It's a really good episode, but it's also quite bad, but I'm quite torn. Hello guys, welcome to my channel and welcome back if you're new. My name's Amy and I play games basically. Well, except today I am not. So today in honor, I suppose, of it being the 60th anniversary of Doctor Who, I will be reviewing an episode of Doctor Who. So yeah, as you may know, Doctor Who is my favourite show, and I'd say it's the best show on Earth and Skaro. So I'm going to do my very best to make this video as unbiased as possible, but there will be times where I state my own opinion, but don't worry, I will preface that by saying this is just my opinion. As always, I implore you to go watch it yourself, check it out, make your own opinions, make up your own mind. I don't really know if I like this episode. I'm quite torn. You may like it, you may love it, and that is completely okay. Or you may watch it and you may think, what the fuck is this? That's also okay. Any opinion on this episode is valid, you know? It's a show. Some people are going to like it, some people are going to hate it. This video is for entertainment purposes and everything complies with fair use, so no copyright strikes for me, please. Thanks. So just to provide a bit of information about Doctor Who, Doctor Who is a long-running British sci-fi TV show that has captivated generations. I'm one of those people who would dare to call themselves a Whovian. And whilst there have been plenty of episodes that have left me cowering in fear, there have also been episodes which have made me frown so hard I've ended up prematurely developing frown lines. Series 10, Episode 2 of the modern Doctor Who series is one that I'm really conflicted about, honestly. The episode in question is called Love and Monsters, and in my opinion, it's a great episode. Now, just hear me out. I like the premise, you know? It makes sense to me. The Doctor has been coming to Earth for centuries. He's protecting Earth and generally just causing chaos. It's not too far-fetched to believe that they'd start to take notice. And I mean, for example, in Series 1, Episode 1 of the new Who, titled Rose, we're introduced for a short while before his untimely end to a man named Clive. Now, Clive spotted the Doctor, and because of this, he dedicated a website to finding more out about the Doctor. So, yeah, a support group for people who have come into contact with the Doctor is quite a good and interesting premise. And I was hoping they do more with it because the execution is kind of lackluster and it leaves quite a lot to be desired, honestly. Don't get me wrong, there are scenes in which I laughed. I'm only human, after all. But when I'm spending most of the episode watching the runtime, that's not a great sign. Anyway, so the episode starts and we're thrown straight into the action, which isn't a negative for me, as my attention span thrives off like scenes that are fast-paced and high energy. I quite enjoyed the first 2 minutes. It was fun, and this is me being completely honest. I'd have much rathered an episode about the creature. I think it's the Hoix. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. The Hoix or the Hoi. I don't know. It's spelled Hoix, I believe. But I'd have much rathered an episode about that creature and the Doctor and Rose tracking it down. But no, instead we're blessed with an absorber loft, absorbing people, and a interhuman slash paving stone relationship. Yeah. The last bit, we'll definitely revisit that. So, Elton sees the Doctor, and he joins a group of people who've also seen the Doctor, and they're great, really. They're having fun. It is a bit of a party, you know. There's time for a song. They're playing guitar. Now the song, it's iconic. It's kind of brilliant. I sang along. Here it is. So yeah, that's great. Great song. I sang along. So then this totally human guy named Victor Kennedy, he comes to the meeting and he takes over. He's like, you can't touch me. I've got a skin condition, and they're like, okay, sounds fine to me. I don't want to touch you anyway. Um, and he takes over. He's quite rude, he's quite demanding, he slaps Elton a few times. Yeah, and they get like sightings of the Doctor, and he tells Elton to make friends with Jackie Tyler, Rose Tyler's mother. And this has a scene that I've always found really powerful, and I do love it. I really, really do. I think it adds so much. It's when Jackie finds out that Elton's using her to get more info about Rose.
A photograph.
I pronounce her last name. If it's not, I apologize. I'm rubbish with pronunciation, but I think she does an absolutely brilliant job, and it's a real testament to like motherhood and Jackie's character. We get to see a more vulnerable side that maybe we haven't seen in other episodes, apart from maybe Father's Day, where she's telling Rose about her dad. But that's a brief moment. This is brief, but it just adds so much, and I love it. I do. I really do. So, enough about that. She's angry at Elton for using her to get to Rose. And back to the group. So, slowly the other members. Now, the names I kept forgetting. I'm not going to lie. I was watching it and I was writing down on my laptop what I wanted to say, and I just could not figure out their names. One's Mr. Skinner, one's Bliss, and I believe one's Bridget, and then the other one's Ursula, but she played Moaning Myrtle in Harry Potter, so throughout my script I referred to her as Myrtle, and I now know why. So if I mix up Myrtle, just know I mean Ursula. So they're slowly leaving. I mean that's what Elton and the rest of the group believe. Truthfully, Victor is not who he appears to be. In fact, he is an Absorbaloff. He's from the planet Clom, which is the twin planet of Raxacorico Felabatorius. I hope I said that right. And well, I mean, what do you think an Absorbaloff does? That's right, he squishes his victims. Just kidding. He absorbs them, and they're trapped in his body, with one of the unlucky victims becoming trapped on his arse. I'd rather be deleted, thanks. So Elton and Ursula confront him, and he absorbs Ursula. I know that's like a very fast synopsis of the episode. I'm just trying to pick out points that I found good, stuff that I found bad, and I'm not. Just watch the episode if you really want. It will be a lot better than me droning on. So yeah, he absorbs Myrtle, Ursula, person. He absorbs them, and God, my brain has completely gone. Yeah, so he absorbs Myrtle, Ursula, person, like I just said again, and Elton is devastated because him and Ursula, they were developing a sort of relationship. They were becoming very close, and he was falling in love. So, brilliant love story. She's dead. Well, not really. She's been absorbed. So he's feeling total heartache, and yeah. So he runs because the Absorbaloff is like gonna come after him. And just as he's cornered and it looks like all hope is gone, his time is up, he's gonna die. Well, he's not. The Doctor arrives with Rose in tow. This scene I also love. I genuinely adore it. Rose comes out of the TARDIS and, with the social awareness of me at a party, proceeds to berate Elton for making her mum cry. I just love it. It's a serious moment. He's about to die, and she's like, "Oi, you upset my mum." Perfect. It's so good. So funny. And I've watched it many times, and I still laugh. I do. The Absorbatron, they talk. The typical back and forth, and instead of the Doctor being the one to save the day, the four absorbed victims, including Ursula, decide to literally rip him apart, ending their cruel existence. Elton is bereaved by losing his love a second time, and he's heartbroken. Until four words uttered by the Doctor, four words of hope. Elton, grab a spade. The next scene, we are greeted by Elton sat down in his bedroom, and now us, the audience, are waiting excitedly, but, well, not that excited, just a kind of casual enthusiasm, I suppose. Anyway, we're waiting to see Moaning Myrtle, aka Ursula. As we rack our brains trying to understand how the Doctor might have saved her, we're gifted some exposition by Elton showing us his childhood and when he first saw the Doctor, and then the moment we've all been waiting for. We see a paving stone, Ursula, and we are gifted in that scene more knowledge than we ever asked to receive.
Of sorts. We manage. We've even got a bit of a love life.
Oh, let's not go into that.
And I don't care what anyone thinks. I love her.
Oh.
So anyway, it's a weird episode. I won't argue that, you know. The ending, I'm not gonna lie, I hate it. I hate it. First time I watched it, I was far too young to understand the final statement. I was about 3, 4, maybe younger. I'm 20 now, so I think about 4, 5, maybe. I didn't understand. I was just a kid. But my deepest regret is rewatching it. I rewatched it, I think, for the first time about 5 years ago, and I was only 15, but I knew what he was implying, and, you know, not that I'm against human/pavement relations, it's just, it's quite a lot, isn't it? Yeah, it's a lot to think about. So I was going to end the video here, but I forgot to mention a point that I'd written down, and one thing that bothered me for years is Elton's backstory. I know we don't really get to see every adventure that the Doctor has, but it would be really nice to have been given a sort of prequel episode where Elton's backstory could have been fleshed out a bit more. I know there's only so much they can do, and I'm not saying not having it is the worst thing. I just simply think that when you have an episode where like the main character of the show is absent for the majority of it, it's best to lead with a strong, well-liked character. Maybe if Elton had been featured before, there might have been a stronger audience connection, which would have led to us sort of being able to empathize more and root for him. I mean, he's just not really that strong of a character anyway, so I don't know if that would have helped, but maybe they could have given more to him. I know it was just one episode, like an hour or 45 minutes, I can't remember right now, but I didn't care. I didn't care about him, and I didn't care about his story as much. Whereas with the Doctor, you always care about the Doctor and you always care about the Doctor's companions, so you always want them to win. You know, I mean, a really good example of where they've had an episode where the Doctor hasn't been heavily featured, but they've had a strong character that you root for is Blink. You know, I mean, Sally Sparrow, strong, capable, witty, and interesting. And you just want to know more about her. And I mean, maybe it helps that the monsters in that episode are so scary, so creepy, that you're just scared for her not to win. You're scared about the repercussions for you if she doesn't win. Because I know for a fact, after I saw the Weeping Angels, I was terrified. They were my biggest fear throughout my childhood. I remember not watching episodes of Doctor Who if the Weeping Angels were in them because they were that scary. I remember I would sleep with the light on after watching the Weeping Angels because I was so scared of them. You know, they're fantastic. But anyway, it just, I mean, if you've got Sally Sparrow and Elton and you could only save one in Doctor Who, you'd save Sally Sparrow. I'm sorry, Elton, you're just Elton. You're just Ken. You know, I don't really care. I don't. His story doesn't really matter to me, you know? And that's a bit of a problem. Okay, guys, so that was my review. This video was compromised of my own opinions. I advise you to go watch the episode and form your own, or if you have already watched and feel some type of way, let me know down below. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Your support means a lot to me, so remember, be kind and caring to one another. Anyway, much love, and I hope you all enjoy the special Doctor Who episode that's coming on Saturday. I am absolutely buzzing. I cannot wait to see Donna Noble and the 10th Doctor, well, the 14th Doctor back again. But, well, David Tennant, you know what I mean. I'm just so excited. I have not really been able to calm down because I've been so excited. Anyway, much love.